Hey, Christy Mattoon here from Mind Rewire. Go ahead and subscribe, like, and share this if it helps you. It'll probably help somebody else. And I appreciate you for being here, first of all. I appreciate you being on this platform with all the censoring that's going on for some of you. I don't seem to have so much of a problem in that arena, except on Facebook. They don't circulate any of my stuff, but I'm still on it, but they don't tend to circulate me. So if you're seeing this, I appreciate if you help circulate it because that is a problem right now. What I'm talking about today is actually a question that has come up many times. And going into the holidays, it gets to be a pretty big issue because families tend to want to get together, and people who have had turmoil with family members in the past will have turmoil again, right? You know how that goes with families. And even in the COVID era, right? People are still getting together. I hope you're still getting together. Still do your thing. Still take care of yourselves. And the question was about forgiveness. Like, I have forgiven this person 15 times and I still have this feeling inside. Doesn't forgiveness get rid of that feeling? Forgiveness does not get rid of that feeling, first of all. And forgiveness is kind of an interesting thing if you're trying to do it from the state of, I forgive you, right? It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. Forgiveness is a higher level function of spirit. It's a higher level function of spirit. Thank you. A higher level function of spirit. What does that mean? It means it comes from your spirit, from the inside of your heart, not from my brain. Because I can say in my brain 1,000 times, I forgive you, I forgive this, I forgive that, and nothing ever changes. And I know you've all been there. I have been there. I get it. I understand it all too well. What I have come to understand is that there is a precursor to forgiveness. And if you don't have the precursor, forgiveness will not take hold. Forgiveness won't work. And so understand that when you forgive, you have to do this thing first. You have to do this other thing first. And the other thing is compassion. I have to be in a state of compassion, which is a higher level spirit emotion. It's not something you do here. It's something you do here inside your heart space. Inside your heart space. All right? It's not here. It's here. So I go into compassion like I have no freaking clue what compassion even feels like. And that's a tough one, right? If you don't know what it feels like. I went through a process seeking compassion myself and asking Spirit, what is compassion? Teach me compassion. Show me what it feels like. And compassion can actually feel like the most beautiful sunset. It can actually feel like a turquoise sea at dawn, which is weird. I don't know how else to describe it. It can feel like dolphins jumping out of the water. It can feel like a newborn baby in that first cry. That's what compassion can feel like. Oh, that one got me. That's what compassion can feel like. Okay? Let me recompose myself here. So compassion is the precursor to forgiveness. Now I have to laugh at myself. Compassion is the precursor to forgiveness. So in order for forgiveness to do its thing, to really take hold inside of you, you have to be in compassion first, right? So I go into a feeling of compassion. It's not necessarily for the other person. It's not necessarily even for you, even though that's very helpful. Compassion is a feeling that your spirit gives you because that's who your spirit is and what your spirit does. And then I go into that feeling of compassion and I feel it, feel it, feel it. And in that feeling, I say, I forgive you. What on earth caused this problem? What on earth happened to you that caused you to react to me that way? What on earth happened to me that caused me to react to you that way? In a state of compassion. Here's the cool thing about this, because you don't even have to necessarily be in front of the person to do it. Compassion and forgiveness are always for you. It may affect the other person when you forgive, when you fully forgive. It may fully release them from whatever bondage they're under, and they may never speak to you again, right? Or it may turn them back towards you, seeking understanding. It can happen so many different ways. Put no expectation to it. You'll be way better off, okay? Way better off. But in order to complete compassion, in order to complete forgiveness, you have to have compassion. Does it make sense? When I go into compassion, forgiveness is easy, but you have to hang on to that feeling. You have to keep that alive inside your system and allow your spirit to emit that feeling of compassion through your physical body. My body sends out the chemical signal, and then it circulates throughout my aura and throughout my electromagnetic field. And as I grow in compassion, as that gets bigger and bigger, forgiveness happens naturally. Somebody will do something. If I'm in a state of compassion, I automatically forgive. There is nothing else I have to do. If I'm in a state of anger, I have to climb into a state of compassion. I have to get into my spirit space, and then I have to do the forgiveness work, which would just be saying, I forgive you from a state of compassion. Super fast, super easy. Does that make sense? Do you see this little owl sitting on my shoulder? I keep looking back there going, it's a little owl sitting back there. All right. Anyway, I bless you. I thank you for being here. I bless me. I witness myself as light. I witness you as light. Do this before you go into compassion. Witness yourself as light. Witness them as light. And then go in compassion and then do your forgiveness work. Super, super, super cool. What a great place to be. I will talk to you again soon. Bless you.